need to have good pit stops. I mean, the Indy 500, we have up to 10 pit stops. So a lot can happen in pit lane, especially when you get down to those last couple where it's so important and it really sets your position on the track.
The driver gets all the accolades and all the credit at the end of the day for a race win, but you know, the guys in the pit lane and the guys doing the pit stops, one small mistake or one, you know, like today, one little wrong thing on the setup and it messes everything up. So from that standpoint, I mean, it's a whole total team effort, and you can't, it's not all on one person's shoulders. There's many people that it takes to have a successful team.
You've got to find all the little details and get them right if you want to win races. And to me, I think that's fantastic. I love that sort of racing, because it's all about the driver and team and engineer working together. Yeah, that's why the teams that keep the same people year in, year out, same drivers with the same engineers, are at the top of the pile.
The mid-corner understeer happens when you touch the concrete, then you can see your front end just doesn't react at all. Yeah. And then, right after you pass that, like you get really hard on the gas, and by getting hard on the gas, all of a sudden, it'll just wash out by itself, and you basically barely miss the tire. So when you exit like this. Ce qui est important dans un moment où on marche la piste avec les ingénieurs, c'est vraiment de visualiser la piste pour le pilote, mais en même temps de donner l'impression à l'ingénieur que la piste a certains problèmes, puis lui donner la possibilité finalement de la visualiser lui-même pour que dans les pratiques, une fois qu'on roule, quand il y a une sensation que le pilote amène dans les puits, l'ingénieur a vu l'endroit auquel on parle, et puis il peut plus facilement régler la voiture, ou il peut plus facilement visualiser où est le problème avec la description du pilote.
The track is green when we come here. There's no rubber on the ground. And you'll see the black line develop on the track throughout the race weekend. Like the car on the track right now is helping rubber it in. When the rubber's on the ground, when the tire is on top of its own rubber, it has more grip. The big deterrent for grip is bumps. And when you hit a bump, the tire comes off the ground. And if you can't keep the tire on the ground, you don't have the grip.
What makes the Honda Indy Toronto unique is that this is one of the fastest street courses in the world. It's unique to have a couple of passing areas on a street course, and it's very unique to have a racetrack where you can get up to about 175 miles an hour in a street circuit.
Well, I think, you know, street circuits in general, I think, you know, with the margin of error, right? You know, you do have the runoffs and stuff like that, but once you commit to the corner, it's either going to work or you're going to be out probably for the session, you know, if you clip a corner or something like that. So, you know, it takes precision driving, you know, and from there, yeah, I mean, it beats you up, too. It definitely beats you up. So, you know, physically it's tough. Mentally it's tough because you have to really keep focus, keep it between the white walls.
You're concentrating on where you need to be for each individual corner, so you're set up for the next corner, but you're always kind of thinking one ahead, you know. But you know, if you get off out of line, then it screws the next one. You end up even more out of line, and it's like a pendulum. If you swing it too far one way, then it's going to swing the other way far. So, you know, you just got to set it up right on the first one, and then keep on the right line.
You know, street races like here in Toronto, it's a cool track and there's a lot of good racing. You know, you got a long straightaway
And really a lot of passes happen because you get down the end of the straight and then you just make a late braking move and lock up a wheel here and then, you know, just inches apart from each other. It's, you don't have the fear at the time, but you go back and watch on television, you're like, wow, that was pretty insane. But there are times where someone will catch you by surprise or the car will have a wiggle and it catches your attention and you feel your heart racing a little bit and you just got to take a deep breath and get back into a rhythm again.
I mean, I've been coming here since I was like literally very, very small, and I've been a racing fan pretty much my whole life. It started from my mom and dad, and they've been coming for about 20 years now. So I've been coming here every single year. The only year we've missed is the year it wasn't here.
My favorite driver is Paul Tracy.
Will Power has been certainly doing very well.
Will Power, Helio Castroneves, and Brian Briscoe. I've loved racing since the day I was born.
Got it.
There's obviously hardcore racing enthusiasts that are very technical. They know the specs of the cars. They literally, sometimes they know the mechanics' names.
The biggest thing is the access. It's unbelievable. I mean, coming from Formula One, it was completely closed down. You couldn't talk to anybody, even on other teams. The fans couldn't get close to it. Whereas you come here to Indycar and you can see people are just walking around the paddock here. They can look at the cars. We've got an engine out on the stand behind me. And we don't mind if people take pictures of it. They can see it. And that's kind of our give back to the fans for coming out here.
You know, anyone that comes out to the track, it's pretty easy to get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to spend time and sign autographs and have a conversation. So I think that's one of the great things about the sport.
You know how important the fans are, more than if you're just an NFL player and you sign a big contract and you have to deal with sponsors or anything. You know, we know that the sponsors are our lifeblood, and the sponsors are going to cater to the fans. And so we know that that's what we need to do, and I think that's where we're unique from other sports.
C'est une bande de gladiateurs qui vont en piste et puis qui combattent avec des machines à haute performance entre les mains. Et on se bat pour la même pièce de terrain, donc à des hautes vitesses. Des fois, ça frotte, ça passe près. C'est vraiment intense. Puis c'est ce qui fait qu'il y a beaucoup d'intensité, d'émotion dans la course automobile.